Total Wireless launched new plans at new prices on July 12th, 2024, and they may have just become the best unlimited data plans on the Verizon network for families. But are the new plans really worth it? How do they stack up against the old plans? And more importantly, how do they stack up against the competition? Here is what you need to know. Before we dive into the plans, we need to talk about the comical branding story of Total Wireless. Total Wireless was first launched in 2015 by TracFone. Verizon then bought TracFone on November 23rd, 2021. Then Verizon rebranded Total Wireless to Total by Verizon on September 21st, 2022. And now Verizon has rebranded Total by Verizon back to Total Wireless as of July 12th, 2024. I'm just going to call it Total Wireless for the rest of this video, but it is pretty funny and Verizon seems very undecided on the brand name. Total Wireless previously offered 4 cell phone plans to choose from. You could get 5 gigs for $30, 15 gigs for $35, unlimited data with 10 gigs of hotspot for $45, or unlimited data with 20 gigs of hotspot for $55. Let's go through these plans one at a time. First up, the 5 gig plan for $30. This has been discontinued. And quite frankly, that's a good thing because it wasn't worth it. You could get the same 5 gigs of data for just $16 per month on US Mobile, or you could get unlimited data for just $25 per month from Visible. So it's a good thing the 5 gig plan is no longer here because it was never a good option. Next up, we have the $35 15 gig plan. There are 7 key differences here. 1, the price. Previously, the plan was $35 with autopay plus taxes and fees. Now the new plan is $40 per month with all taxes and fees included. So kind of a price increase, but the pricing is also very similar after you factor in taxes and fees to the old plan. Number 2 is the data allotment. Previously, you got 15 gigabytes of high-speed data, and now you get unlimited high-speed data. The data is still deprioritized. Number 3 is the hotspot data. Before, hotspot data was included, and you could use up to all 15 gigabytes of data as hotspot data, and hotspot speeds were fully uncapped. Now, you only get 5 gigabytes of hotspot data, and hotspot speeds are limited to 5 megabits per second. Number 4 is international texting. You can now send texts to over 200 destinations, which is just a bit of an upgrade over just being able to text Canada and Mexico from before. Number 5 is international calling. And similar story. Before, you could only call Canada and Mexico, and now you can make calls to over 85 destinations for completely free. Number 6 is roaming in Canada and Mexico. You now get unlimited minutes, unlimited texts, and 10 gigabytes of roaming in Canada and Mexico. And number 7 is the name. The new plan is Base 5G Unlimited. Overall, I generally think this new plan is an upgrade. After you factor in taxes and fees, the new plan is roughly the same cost as the old plan, and it adds nice features such as unlimited high-speed data, free international calling and texting, and unlimited talk, text, and 10 gigs of roaming in Canada and Mexico. The 2 downsides are hotspot speeds are now limited to both 5 gigabytes and 5 megabits per second, and the changes to the multi-line pricing. So on the left here, we have the old plan with the auto pay discount applied. In the middle, we just have the old plan, and I added in $5 in estimated taxes and fees per line, which I think is pretty reasonable. And on the right, we have the new plan, which includes all taxes and fees already. And as you can see, the multi-line pricing for 2 and 3 lines has gone up. The pricing for 1 and 4 lines is likely about the same or a bit better than before after you factor in estimated taxes and fees. So a little bit of a price increase depending on how many lines you have. But is the new Base 5G Unlimited plan worth it? I don't think so. I think Visible Base is a much better value. It costs just $25 per line per month, regardless of how many lines you have. And it includes unlimited hotspot data at 5 megabits per second instead of just 5 gigabytes. The only advantages to the base 5G unlimited plan is if you need international calling or texting, you need roaming in Canada or Mexico, or if you prefer to manage all of your lines under one account. It turns out Visible requires each line to have its own separate account, so that may be more of an inconvenience for families to manage. Okay, next up is the unlimited plan. There are 9 changes here. 1, the price increased from $45 plus tax to $50 with taxes and fees included, and both of these prices are with the auto pay discount applied. 2, you now get 5G ultra wideband access included in the new plan. 3, the priority level has changed. The old plan was deprioritized, and the new plan now comes with unlimited priority data. Priority data basically just gives you faster speeds during times when the Verizon network is busy. As an example, I went to Costco at around 2:30 p.m. on a Saturday, and I got about 8 megabits per second down on the plan with priority data and just around 0.2 megabits per second down on a plan that was deprioritized. So kind of a big difference. Keep in mind though, this is only when the network is busy. When I went back to Costco at 5:30 a.m. on the next day, I got about 250 megabits per second on both the prioritized plan and the deprioritized plan. So not much of a difference at all when there's no network congestion. It is also worth noting that priority data matters more when you're connected to LTE, and it won't really matter at all if you have 5G ultra wideband. Okay, number 4 is the hotspot. Before, you got 10 gigabytes at full speeds, and now you get 15 gigabytes at 5 megabits per second. Number 5 is international texting. You can now send texts to over 200 destinations, which is an increase from 5 destinations before. Number 6 is international calling. You now get free international calls to over 85 destinations, which is again up from the 5 destinations from before. Number 7 is Canada and Mexico roaming. You now get unlimited minutes, texts, and 10 gigabytes of roaming included for free, even for a single line. Before, you needed 2 or more lines to get Canada and Mexico roaming. Number 8 is international roaming. This was previously not supported at all, and now you get unlimited minutes, texts, and 10 gigabytes of roaming in 17 countries. And number 9 is the name. The new plan is now called Total 5G Unlimited. Is it worth it? Well, you're getting 5G ultra wideband access, priority data, and better international features, which I think are all great upgrades from the previous plan. I am disappointed to see the hotspot speeds are now limited to 5 megabits per second though. I personally would have preferred 10 gigabytes of hotspot data at the fastest speeds available. And as for pricing, well, it's also a mixed bag. Taking a look at the price breakdown from before, and even after we factor in estimated taxes and fees of $5 per line, you can see the price increased for 2 lines and 3 lines. Pricing does appear to be about the same or even a bit better for 1 line or 4 lines though. Is the new Total 5G Unlimited plan worth it? For 1 or 2 lines, I don't think so. I think you're better off getting the Visible Plus plan. This is just $45 per month, or as low as $32.92 per month with the annual plan, and it includes great features. You get priority data, unlimited hotspot at 10 megabits per second, free international texting, 500 minutes of international calling to over 30 destinations, and 2 gigabytes per day of free roaming in Canada and Mexico. Plus, it includes an Apple Watch line for free, and I don't even think Total Wireless supports the Apple Watch just yet. Now that said, things change when you look at 3 or 4 line pricing. Suddenly, Total 5G Unlimited is a great value. The price drops to either $37 or $28 per line per month, and that's an exceptional value. Plus, families can easily manage all of their lines from one account with Total Wireless, whereas each line needs its own separate account with Visible. So I would 100% go with Total Wireless if you have 3 or 4 lines, and I would go with Visible Plus if you have 1 or 2 lines. Stacking the plan up against Metro by T-Mobile and Cricket, and Total 5G Unlimited is also a way better plan. It comes with priority data, more hotspot data, and much better international features. It's also very well priced. It's only a couple of dollars extra per month compared to Cricket's plan, which I think is reasonable given the extra features you get, and it absolutely obliterates Metro's plan, which is crazy expensive. Okay, next up is the Unlimited Plus plan. There are 8 key changes here. Number 1, the price. The old plan was $55 plus tax, and the new plan is $60 with taxes and fees included, and both of these are with autopay. Number 2 is data priority. Again, you are now going from having deprioritized data to having priority data. Number 3 is the mobile hotspot. Before, you got 20 gigabytes of hotspot data at full speeds, and now you get unlimited hotspot data, but with speeds capped at 5 megabits per second. For me personally, I think I would prefer the 20 gigabytes of data at full speeds, but I'm sure many of you will prefer and enjoy having truly unlimited hotspot data as well. Number 4 is international texting. You go from getting free texting to 69 countries to free texting to over 200 destinations. Number 5 is international calling. Again, you go from getting free international calls to 69 countries to free international calling to over 85 countries. Number 6 is Canada and Mexico roaming. This was previously only available if you had 2 or more lines, and now it's included for free. You get unlimited minutes, texts, and 10 gigabytes of data in Canada and Mexico, regardless of how many lines you have. Number 7 is international roaming. This was previously not supported at all before, and now you get unlimited minutes, texts, and 10 gigabytes of free roaming in 17 supported countries. And number 8 is the name. The name went from Total by Verizon Unlimited Plus to now Total 5G Plus Unlimited. Overall, I do feel the new plan is a bit better than the old plan. Taking a look at the multi-line pricing though, and again, you can see there is a bit of a price increase. You're going to be paying more for 2 and 3 lines. Pricing for 1 and 4 lines is roughly the same as it was before. Is the new Total 5G Plus plan worth it? Like before, I think Visible Plus is a much better value if you have 1 or 2 lines. It's just got great features at an unbeatable price, especially with that annual discount. But if you have multiple lines, then Total's 5G Plus plan drops in price and becomes a really great option for families. So I personally would go with Total 5G Plus over Visible Plus if you have 3 or more lines. And stacking up Total's plan against Cricket's and Metro's plans, I actually think Cricket's plan is the best option here. It comes with priority data, gives you 15 gigabytes of hotspot data at the fastest speeds available, has unlimited roaming in Canada and Mexico, and is a bit cheaper in price. Now that said, I still think Visible Plus is the best option out of all of these plans for 1 or 2 lines. Taking a look at the multi-line pricing now, and Total Wireless and Cricket Wireless are honestly neck and neck. You can't really go wrong with either option. The best plan for you and your family would likely depend on which network has the best coverage in your area. If you get better coverage on Verizon, you may want to go with Total Wireless, and if you have better coverage on AT&T, then you may want to consider Cricket. But how do you find out what carrier has better coverage in your area? You can do this by downloading the free Coverage Map app for iPhone and Android. Simply head over to the Check Coverage tool, enter any state, county, city, or zip code, and you'll instantly see which carrier ranks best in your area. In my case, Verizon is best, so I would probably go with Total Wireless in this example. Now, the one plan to avoid here is the Metro by T-Mobile plan. It's just way more expensive than the other options, and I don't feel like the features are that great either. So, Total Wireless in 2024. Overall, it is a bit of a price increase, but the prices are reasonably similar to what you got before after you factor in taxes and fees. The plans also got more features, more priority data, more hotspot data, and significantly improved international options. And the multi-line pricing is excellent, which makes Total Wireless one of the best unlimited data plans available for families. What do you think of Total Wireless's new plans though? Would you sign up? Let me know what you think with a comment below. Click the like button if you enjoyed this video and share it with one friend because they may find it interesting. I'm Stetson and I hope that's helpful. See you next time.